you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to talk about how narcissists mistake your kindness for weakness. Narcissists mistake your kindness for weakness. So a lot of times you'll think to yourself, why did the narcissist pick me? Why did they pick me? Why did they target me? And you're trying to make sense of why this person does this, not to just you, but other people. Sometimes the type of people that they choose to target look the same, right? They have qualities that are the same. Sometimes the person might look the opposite from you, but there are still some qualities of that person, their past supply, that is linked to you. There's something different about you guys. There's something that the narcissist chose in order to target you. So a lot of times when you hear people talk about, how the narcissist took your kindness for weakness and they kind of exploited it. And you listen to, coaches and different people talk to you about how, we were too open to the narcissist, or we were talking about our traumas or our problems, or the narcissist was maybe the one that was talking about their problems. Maybe we didn't have any issues. And we fell into the trap of having empathy, right, for them just because they're telling us something about themselves. A lot of times narcissists are trying to figure you out right away. A lot of times narcissists say things to you that aren't true right away. You can tell someone something, and a lot of times, that person might answer the question and that you already knew the answer to the question, right? Sometimes you don't even mean to do it on purpose, right? Maybe you know something, but that person doesn't know that you know. So you just ask them a simple question and, because you don't want to make it seem like you were gossiping about them. You just happen to hear something about this person. The narcissist is the type of person that will deny it, right? And if you tell them, no, I heard, so-and-so told me, they're thinking to themselves, you guys were talking about me? I hate when people talk behind my back. You guys, I hate people, gossiping about me. I hate people saying things about me. And, maybe you said something to them because you wanted to help them. Maybe it came from a place of, you just wanted to help this person. The narcissist hates empaths. Do you guys understand that? They hate empaths, meaning that when you ask them something, even if it came from a good place, they're not thinking the way you guys think. They're not thinking the way we think. When you ask the narc questions that they don't want to answer, personal things, these are the things that will make the narcissist hate you. Even though they can ask you things, they can ask you questions, they can be, all in your business, but if you do the same to them, they get offended. They get offended, especially if it's something that they don't want to answer or something that they know you would be mad about. They get offended. A lot of times, you guys, when you have conversations with people, you'll see that there are certain people that will ask you questions that you don't want to answer, and you're wondering, why are they even asking you to answer this question? Like, that's kind of rude, or they say something that's inconsiderate, I've gotten many things, I've had people ask me about culture and whose side am I on, and all type of crazy questions that you're just like, they're making their assumption, but you really live this. people from both sides making up assumptions, but you really live this. And they say, rude things. They say things to you. They try to see if it hurts you, if it pisses you off. They try to see if you are with the movements that are going on. They ask you all type of questions, and a lot of times we are so free and open and answer these questions because we think to ourselves, I have a voice. I have the right to state my opinion. But in the narcissist world, it doesn't matter because everything is a game. It's war. Okay, so I don't want to plagiarize anyone's information, but I did find these tips helpful because, this is something that I've come to learn, and I want you guys to understand that, this is just what I learned from having interactions with narcissists that don't know me. Like, people who are questioning, why I drive the kind of car that I drive, what kind of work do I do? Like, they just flat out start asking you these questions right away. And you have to think about it. Why don't they, some of these people, they don't feel comfortable asking certain people these type of questions. They say these things to you because they feel envious of you, because they feel like, why is your car nicer than me? What do you do? Why do you deserve that kind of car? Why, and it's happened too many times, or just people looking at me and they're just like, what do you do? So and these are strangers. Like, I just met them, literally just met them, and what I have or what I do has literally nothing to do with what's going on. So that's when I realized that narcissists do try to take control when you first talk to them. They start, trying to overpower you, calling you young, or, telling you, you're old, things have changed. They try to show you right away that they think they're superior to you, or they start calling you baby, honey, sweetie, my dear, all these things. Like, they do a lot of things subliminally right away. So when people ask you questions, sometimes you feel like, well, if I don't answer the question, they're going to think that I'm a bum or I don't have a job, right? They're going to think certain things about you. You always have to remember that what they think does not matter. If anything, when you don't feel like answering questions, they're looking at it like, wow, this person's actually taking the time to think. So always remember, you can't really make a mistake if you're conscious and you know what's going on, because even if it might sound rude, it's more rude that they even asked you in the first place. So if they see that you're taking your time to answer, they just know that you're thinking. And when you think, they see you as being different, because most people, they see a friendly face, they go along with it. So the first tip I saw from this website, it's called fastcompany.com. Make sure you understand the question. This is why I say you have to think. When people say something to you from the beginning to the end, even if you've been knowing these people for weeks, months, you've gotten comfortable with them, it's always a test with narcissists. Narcissists play the script to get whatever they want to get. So they can love bomb, they can fool you for months to years. Second, take time to respond. Take time to respond. 3, answer part of the question. So answer part of the question you feel comfortable asking. Someone asked me a question, I tell them, I work in sales, or I work in, you say something where you don't have to directly answer their question. I work from home, anything that you want to say, just answer part of the question. Number 4, postpone your answer. So you have the right to, just postpone the answer. So I will need to get back to you on that. We'll talk about that soon. Or, why you're about to start, you're going to pay my bills or something. If you want to make a joke out of it, make a joke out of it. Postpone your answer. 5, turn around the pronouns. Almost everybody talks about themselves or the content, but that's not why you connect with people. Talk about yourself, talk about your content, talk about the audience, communication, turn around the pronouns. So, okay, so you just why does this question interest you? You know, so turn the question around, divert the question. 6, divert the question. 7, give the asker some control. Give the asker some control. You can say, I understand your frustration. Would it be helpful if I shared some information about that? So focus on them, you guys. Give them some control. Focus on them, divert everything back to them. When you know that they're trying to do this to you, you literally have to divert everything back to these type of people. Watch your tone. Never let them see you, weak. Don't let them see you scared, afraid of them, because that's another way that they're preying on you. Because it's like, you have to think about animals in the wilderness. If you start running and there's going to be an animal attack, you start running, you're showing fear. So, watch your tone. Watch your body language. Remember I said narcissists love looking at the body language. They don't even need to see you. They just want to see your shoulders, they just want to see, they want to see if you're confident about yourself, because if you don't know who you are, you don't know anything about anything, and this is how they can manipulate. So these are signs that I found on this site that I feel are helpful. When a narcissist targets you, they do it with intent. They premeditate this. You're like this new high that they're chasing. They literally are like vampires. They smell you. They test you out. They look at your posture. They look at your facial expressions. They look at everything about you to see if you're confident. They look at your flaws. They look at every little detail. And you'll hear other coaches tell you, the narcissist targeted you because you believed everything they were telling you, or you exposed too much, or you just trusted this person, or they love bombed you and you fed into it because they knew that most people aren't happy, or most people have problems, or most people have insecurities. They know that. So they're trying to figure out how they can come into your door. How can they lift the veil? How can they get into your mind? And the truth of the matter is, narcissists don't necessarily have to have a conversation with you and love bomb you in order to try to get into your mind or figure you out. A lot of times you can just look at someone and figure them out right away. Sometimes you can look in someone's eyes and you can tell that person lies. You can tell that person's not a good person. You could just see it in their eyes, especially after you've dealt with a blood-sucking narcissist. You can see it in their eyes right away. The way they talk to you, the way they look at you, you could see it in their eyes. There's certain people that might try to avoid other people, not make eye contact and things like that. There's people that just don't want to be bothered. That's why they go about their day, and the narcissist is paying attention to those people as well to see, okay, that person looks like they don't want to be bothered. It looks like they want to go about their day. But is that person, trying to get out of here because they're a loner? Or are they trying to get out of here? Or are they, are they sad? And that you're not sad. You just want to avoid people. And they'll sit there and they'll say something to you. Hey, you should smile more. Hey, don't look so sad. Hey, I hope your day gets better. They don't even know how you're feeling. They don't even know that you're not sad. You're nothing. You're just don't want to be bothered. And they almost feel like maybe you've dealt with a narcissist before and they know that you don't want to mess with anyone. So they'll prey on your kindness, and they'll say something to try to provoke you, or they'll say something underneath their breath, or they'll say it right to you, and they think they have you figured out. And sometimes, the narcissist targets people that are actually aware of their surroundings. Even, if you're actually paying attention to your surroundings, they're looking dead at you like this person's paying attention to their surroundings. And they try to make eye contact with you so bad. And if you don't make eye contact with them, they'll say something to you because they're like, I know that you know that I'm here. It's like, it's spooky, you guys. It's crazy. It's wild for sure. And if you say something right back to them, they almost think it's funny because they're like, oh yeah, she's awake. She's awake. He's awake. Narcissists, they know right away sometimes just by looking at body language. When they see that you're a kind person, you're a nice person, they feed into that too. They mistake it for weakness, and they'll say something to you. They'll say things to you. They'll even give you a compliment. Sometimes they'll give you a compliment, but they're just trying to see how you're going to take their compliment. Sometimes they'll give you a compliment along with something else, trying to insult you or insult your intelligence. Narcissists mistake your kindness for weakness. When you have a heart that's gold, when you're an empath, most narcissists can just tell right away. Even if you're someone who isn't the type of person you can walk over, they can still tell. And a lot of times because you are strong, and you still decide to be good, they actually attack you even more because they know that you're making a choice to be good, regardless of what your story is. And that kind of kindness, that kind of confidence makes the narcissist hate you. They hate confident people. They hate empaths who can stand alone and who are confident, because in their mind, they're looking at you like, who do you think you are? You're standing alone? You think you're strong? I bet you if I come into your life and destroy you, no one's going to miss you. I bet you I can take you away from your family and friends, and no one's going to come save you. It's going to be a slow process. But I bet you in the end, everyone's going to show you that they're not here for you. They're not going to save you, whether I kill you mentally or physically. And I'll be able to come I'll be able to come and look at the person that I spiritually killed, and you're never going to get over me. That's how a narcissist actually feels about people who are strong and can stand alone. Now, if you're someone who is, going through issues and problems, it's even better for them. When they hear you talk about problems and family issues and things like that, they're mistaking your kindness for weakness. They're telling themselves, if you're willing to share all of these things about yourself that are personal, then I can definitely destroy you. That's what's happening when you're telling the narcissist what's going on in your life, thinking they're going to have empathy for you, the way your family and your friends have empathy for you. When people see you crying or hurt, they feel bad, or they feel like you deserve more. That's empathy. Narcissists don't have empathy. So when they see you crying, you're upset, or you're complaining about your life, they're telling themselves, if you're complaining about your life, then let me come into your world and let me just steal your identity. Let me take over your house, your car. I'm going to tell you, that I'm going through things too to make you feel, to manipulate you. But if you're willing to share your personal, deepest, darkest thoughts with me, things that happen even in your childhood that no one knows about, and if no one knows about these things, it's even better, because to them, it's like, if no one knows what you went through, or if the people around you know what you went through when you were, younger, or if people around you know that you went through these things and they don't really seem to care, or they're not here to console you, I'm here, then I deserve everything you have. To them, it's like, you sharing those things, it's almost like disgusting to them, because to them it's like, well, if no one else cares and you're still in pain, or you're still talking about these things, you're stuck in the past anyway. So I can do whatever I want with you. I can do as I please with you. I can use you as a source of supply, because no one cares about you. You never got over things. No one made you feel better. No one helped you heal, or your support system's just not as strong enough, especially if you start complaining about certain people. So this is how they're able to brainwash you, and you start to, you'll start to relive the past. You'll start to, bring up memories from the past, telling yourself you didn't get to heal from those things. But you're not understanding, when you're bringing up a lot of things, what you're not understanding is that that's how you quickly go into the past. When you're hurting, right? After you go through narcissist abuse and you're thinking about what they did to you, don't you sometimes wish you could just erase them out of your brain, or you could put them in your old files where you're not really going to think about them, where it doesn't hurt thinking about them, because it's not going to link up to other things around your life? Because they make they try to mistake your kindness for weakness. So when you realize these things, it's like you want to be the best version of yourself, but you wish you could just forget. So forgetting sometimes is the key to moving on, forgetting, not thinking about these things, redirecting your thoughts, so the narcissist preys on those things from your past to bring it up, knowing that those things already happened and you can't change anything. But this is how they gain control, and they make it seem like, they're there for you. And it confuses you when they're discarding you and they're gaslighting you. But they're just mistaking your kindness for weakness. And then they're targeting you because they feel like, you haven't healed, and you haven't healed because someone didn't help you, or someone didn't help you when you were abused, or someone didn't help you afterwards. A lot of times, people don't talk about certain things, not because they don't care, but because, everyone is dealing with something in their life. And, you might not have a problem with anyone. The narcissist is the one that creates the problems. The narcissist is the one that point things out to you, to make you see things in a different perspective. Sometimes they might be right, but your life doesn't revolve around other people. So this is how they brainwash you, and this is why they get off on the whole thing. You have to really pay attention to who was the narcissist talking about around you. And they're trying to mistake your kindness for weakness, because they're preying on the fact that you're victimizing yourself, because they know they're going to abuse you too. And they want you to be a victim. They want you to stay stuck, frozen, so that they can come in and out your life. If people around you are willing to give up on you, then you don't need to be in this world, because they're the ones who are supposed to really love you. So if they can't love you, or if those people can't love you, then you really don't deserve to be here. When I realized that after so many years, or all the things that I did for this person that I was with. You know, when I realized that the more kind you are, the more they hate you, it's like there's something in them, inside of them, that it's like they're a whole nother species. It's like when they see someone who is kind, who has empathy in them, they just automatically hate them. If you're dealing with a narcissist man and he sees if you're dealing with a narcissist man and he sees a man who is a good man, you know, someone who might not be perfect, but they're not a narcissist. I can tell you that much, because a narcissist will continue to gaslight. They won't stop lying no matter how much proof you have. You know, and they always give themselves away because they lie. Sometimes telling the truth, you know, sets you free, and they lie right away. So when they see someone who is kind, a good husband or a good wife, it's something in them that just boils up. You'll see that they're like, oh, that guy, he's a sucker. You know, that girl, she's dumb. I bet you her husband's cheating on her. She's dumb just because she's a nice woman. Because the narcissist man feels like only narcissist women should be married, and narcissist women should have everything, and narcissist women control their men, and they get off on that. So when they see a woman who is a good woman to her husband, they're thinking to themselves, oh, you know, her husband, you know, he's cheating on her. You know, he's preying on her. You know, when they see a woman who's a narcissist woman, they're saying to themselves, oh, she's preying on her husband. Her husband's a good guy. He's a sucker. If I was him, I would be beating her ass. That's literally how they're thinking. It's something in them that when they see someone who they think it is basically beneath them or weak, or they're not successful or attractive, whatever it is, the narcissist has something in them that's like, oh, you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to live. So I can do whatever I want with you because I'm God. I can do whatever I want. You're too kind anyway. You're not going to make it in this world. You're too kind. You're too emotional. You have too much empathy. You care too much about others. That's how they look at you. And, you know, narcissists sometimes even target the same type of individuals. Now, when the narcissist that I was with and me broke up, I had seen a picture of their new supply, not because I wanted to, and to me, it was a message from him basically telling me, I have someone else and they kind of look like you. I saw some resemblances. I saw, you know, a part of me in that person when I saw them. And to me, it was like, yeah, I really did what I did to you. I really, you know, messed you up in many ways. Yeah, I really, you know, took you away from your family, your friends. Yeah, and I'm with this person. They look like you, see? It was almost it was like a message for me to know, like, don't take it personal. I do this to a lot of people, and not only that, but look, I have someone else and I'm getting ready to do to them what I did to you. Don't take it personal. Yeah, that's what I did. Now that you know what narcissists are and you know about my kind, now that you've seen me physically and spiritually, now I'm going to show you, like, yeah, it was really a nightmare. Like, yeah, there's people like me everywhere. It was like they're all connected to each other almost, you know, like they all, it almost seems sometimes like it's the same entity. But the narcissist, you know, they mistake your kindness for weakness. by you even, sharing too much of yourself. So I guess what I want to say in this message that I'm bringing out is that when you talk to people, friends, family, you have to be very, very careful about what you share, what you say, especially when there's a narcissist involved. Sometimes you kind of think to yourself, oh, it's not a big deal. I don't care. Or, this isn't going to hurt anyone if I say this. The narcissist is someone who is a predator. And every little ounce of information from the start to the end matters. Because there's always a message behind every little word the narcissist says. They don't just say stuff to say stuff. They don't just make jokes to make jokes. Some narcissists have a good sense of humor. They don't just say stuff just to say it. A lot of times, they make jokes and they're looking around to see who's laughing, who thinks it's funny. Then they're thinking to themselves, why does this person think it's funny? Because they can relate to it. Look at this person. They think it's funny. They don't care that I just made a joke about them, but I'm really serious. Oh, you can take a joke? Oh, that's cool. But I wouldn't let that happen to me. I wouldn't let someone joke around on me like that. Because if you joke around with a narcissist and you say something to them, they're going to say something right back to you. If you try to make fun of them, they're going to make fun of you right back. And this is why a lot of people, when someone says something to them, they have a clap back, because narcissists, if you let a narcissist get away with one thing, that's it. In their book, that's it. They won, because it's always a game with them. To them, it's just a matter of, when are you going to cave in? Because I know you're a kind person and I'm mistaking your kindness for weakness. I know, when they meet a new person and that new person doesn't want to sleep with them, that person doesn't want to have sex with them, the narcissist is thinking to themselves, oh, that's cute. I know you're going to eventually give in because you're a nice girl. You're a very nice girl. Thank you. This is exciting. The game just got exciting. Oh, you don't want to talk about your last relationship? You don't have to. And they're making up scenarios in their head, even if you're not sharing things with them. So they'll say things to you in order to gain your trust, to make you think that they're kind people. But they're evil people. They're that mask, that slip, that's really who they are, like at all times. So knowing that the real person you're dealing with, when the mask slips, when you catch them doing things, or you catch them lying about people, or you catch them gossiping, or you catch them in a lie, any lie, even lies that they shouldn't have kept from you, little things. In my case, I knew I was in a situation where the narcissist had a DUI and I knew they were drinking for sure. And I've said this in another video, but they basically were telling their family, their friends, everyone that was willing to listen, that the police is crooked, that they're trying to get him, and everyone's agreeing because everyone hates the police. And the narcissist, they're looking at everyone to see who's falling for it. And whoever doesn't fall for it, they're not dealing with them. And I didn't fall for it. And I told him the truth. And when I told him the truth, he got mad. And when I left, I looked in my vehicle, and I guess when he was in there, something slipped out of his pocket, and it had the information, his DUI information. It just had information about his DUI, that he was, he had too much alcohol intake, and that they had ran the test on him. The narcissist told everyone that they didn't even do the test. They're like, they gave me a DUI and they didn't even test me. They didn't even test me. Man, those people how can you charge someone for something, for a DUI, and you don't even have proof that I was drinking? And, people just were believing it. And the narcissist, they're testing everyone out. Those are moments that the narcissist uses to test other people out. They need people in their corner that are going to believe their lies. They like people that believe the lie. So they test, they mistake your kindness for weakness. They only go after people who are kind, and they use those people for many different reasons. And when you figure it out, they gaslight you. Then they start to think it's funny. So every time you're crying, every time you're upset, they think it's funny. They're mistaking your kindness for, they don't stop. They don't stop. It never stops. They'll never tell you the truth. If anything, they'll admit to something and deny something, and then later on, they'll admit to the other thing and deny the other thing. Just to play with your mind. The narcissist mistakes people's kindness for weakness. And if you want to be kind to people, so that you don't even know, so they can think that you're weak, and they can try to even hurt you. These people will try to hurt you just for looking like you're kind. Just looking like you're someone who, is going through something, or someone who's sad, or someone, they feel like, hey, when I found you, you were sad. And you're like, no, I wasn't. I just shared with you some things I went through. And they're like, I wouldn't have shared that. If I was you, if I wasn't sad, I wouldn't even have shared that with you. So they give themselves reasons to abuse people. And once you feed into their storyline, they really do try to eliminate you. Especially if they feel like the people around you are giving up on you. They feel like, and even if you stand firm in who you are and you feel like you don't need anyone, they hate you still. This is why it doesn't matter if you get your life together. It doesn't matter if you're rich. It doesn't matter. Narcissists are just evil people who you see when the mask is down. That's really who they are. And it doesn't matter if you're successful, because them knowing that you're a good person, just knowing that, it's something about them that just makes their skin, they can feel it in their chest and their heart. Like hate for you. And you're like, why does this person hate me so much? It doesn't stop, you guys. So I hope that this podcast was helpful for your healing, for you to let go of narcissists that just, they're sick in the head, they just want to keep you down. They're getting off on watching you go back and forth, trying to figure out who they are, because you keep looking at the appearance of the person. They know that. They're like, stop. They're even thinking to themselves, you need to stop looking at me for my physical self. So, this could be a man, this could be a woman, any age. I got duped by an old lady, by a really, really old lady one time. And I was shocked. I was like, wait. And that's when I had to learn that lesson. Like, don't let people's appearance fool you. You can look sweet. This person can look like a sweet, innocent person, an angel. And inside they're wicked. Some people might not be that attractive, and they're still wicked. You're like, I got with this guy. He wasn't the best looking guy, and he's wicked as hell. So you have to pay attention to that, because narcissists know that. They're well aware of that. They're well aware that their appearance doesn't make them. So I did want to come on here and share with you guys, how the narcissist mistakes your kindness for weakness. So they automatically, they feel your energy, they hate it, they want to destroy it. Then they try to figure out reasons to destroy it, to validate their reasoning why you're the perfect person to do it to, and then they'll test you out. Then they'll be consistent, then they'll gaslight you, then they'll keep you trapped into your memories, or they'll try to tap into your personal life. And this could be someone that you don't even know. They're just like asking you questions like, is this the perfect person to hurt? Especially when you're dealing with a psychopath. That's why you have to be careful, because some people are not just narcissistic or a narcissist. Some narcissists, psychopaths, take it to other levels. They're mistaking your kindness for weakness. So if you're out there, drinking or partying or at clubs or at, concerts, all these different places where there's a lot of noise, narcissists love noise. They love chaos. So if you're around all these type of places, where there's confusion going on, or people are just not sober minded, they're like, okay, I can get into people's minds even better. They're drinking even better. They're looking like nice people. You're having fun. You want to go to after hours, or you exchange information with these people thinking that they're cool. Oh man, they were so nice. Man, they were cool. You're just happy you found like some new friends or something, right? And the narcissist just, from the beginning to the end, it was their whole plan. They preyed on you. And you're thinking, I made a new friend. So you have to definitely be careful. That's why there's always things going on, because some people are just not well aware, and they're just so trusting of what people tell them. And narcissists, they just tell you things. They tell you things that aren't even real, just so that they can confuse your thoughts. They'll tell you stories that are not even real, that didn't even happen. They'll tell you things that did happen that they don't care about, because they're preying on, on your niceness, because they think, being kind is weakness. So, I will be doing, you guys, some coaching sessions. You guys have my number. I've been trying to put my number out there on my latest podcast. So if you guys want to reach me, send me a text, ask for the rates. I'm doing hour sessions. And I will be putting the rest of my information on the description, so that when you contact me, you guys have the links. And I hope that this video, you guys, on the narcissist mistaking your kindness for weakness was helpful, from how to react. How do you react when these people want, to move fast, know your personal information, and, you don't know who they're sending your way. This is why it's so important. You don't know who, what kind of people you're dealing with. These people, a lot of these narcissists are con artists even, and they work in packs. So this is why you do have to be aware. When you go into private companies, and these people have your information, you're paying your phone bill, anything. These people work in ways that you sometimes aren't even aware of. Let me know in the comment section, you guys, how you guys feel about this. Like this video, like. Don't forget to like this video. Share your experiences, share this video. And I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of light, and lots of peace as always. And I will talk to you guys on the next podcast. Love you guys. Bye.